Alright guys, and welcome to a very last minute, extremely good XP farm for your Death Knight in the pre-patch. You can very easily get to level 70 in 6 to 7 hours depending on how much of a Giga Chad player that you are. Let's not muck about. How is this possible? It's a combination of two things. First of all, quest prep, which I've already made a video about and my members already have access to. And secondly, blood furnace farming. And you're actually going to be soloing Blood Furnace, although I have heard of some people doing it duo mode and it provides similar results. When it comes to quest prep, I'm going to spend 30 seconds recounting that. So, you're doing stuff like the Argent Dawn Reputation quest, which you can pre-farm the items for. There's a few things in Silithus also. All members already have access to the quest list of everything that you need to do. If you want access to that, all you have to do is become a member, and then you're going to send a DM to the Discord name on the screen right now, providing evidence that you have become a member or a Twitch sub. We have just updated the list actually with a Stratform quest run, which is very, very, very lucrative. One run gives you like 300,000 XP, which is basically an entire level, and you can do it very quickly, especially if you get boosted by a level 70 friend. But let's talk more about the farm itself, what you're going to be spending the majority of your time doing. And you're going to be soloing Blood Furnace. Now, the average XP per hour that you gain doing this method is 600k XP per hour with a Joyous Journey buff. So if you're watching this in a later date, well, if you don't have that buff, it's going to be 50% less. Let's say you don't do any quest prep and you jump into this farm at level 60, it's going to be providing about 300k XP per hour, but then like in the higher 60s, it goes up to 700k XP per hour. So the average is about 600k XP per hour. The reason why the XP increases is because you get more powerful. Obviously, as you level up, you take much less damage from the mobs, and then you can just pump more and kill the mobs faster and do the farm faster. And if you have a buddy to do the logout skip so you can get ported to the start of a dungeon after you've done the farm, then it's going to be even faster. This is a talent build I'd recommend for this build. It's a very straightforward blood tanking build, but you're going to off-spec into Unholy to pick up Epidemic. This is very useful because it allows you to use another Death Strike before you have to refresh your diseases. Everything here is pretty non-negotiable. The only thing I will mention is you want Marker Blood, definitely, so take 1 point out of either of these talents in this tier to get Marker Blood at level 60 for jumping into this farm straight away at level 60. And then, when you're leveling up, just finish off points in Might and Mograine, couple in Blood Forge and get Dancing Rune Weapon, and then you can really go wherever you want. Seems kind of pointless to go for Blood Gorge, but it does actually reduce the armor of, the enemies that you're dealing damage to, even though you spend most of the time under 75% health doing this farm. Mobility also isn't bad either, because you are increasing that Death Coil damage, and in Blood Spec you do use Death Coils, obviously. Now, I'm not going to lie guys, this farm is definitely no cakewalk. You really have to be focused, and you really actually have to be, well, funny enough, good at playing the game to pull off this farm, because it is fairly challenging. It's not impossible. It's not really, really difficult, but you can't just kind of zone out and do the farm and endlessly grind some mobs like an endless mob grind or something. You actually do need to be focused on your health. You need to be on the ball using cooldowns pretty much whenever they're available, like for instance Vampiric Blood and Rune Tap to keep yourself alive. The majority of the mobs won't give you that much grief. One thing to bear in mind though is the Hellfire Imps, you have to kill them straight away because the fireballs hit for like over 1k, so you need to be killing them and kicking them before they even manage to get a cast off. You can deal with 2 elites fairly easily. All the situations here where you deal with 2 elites, it's doable. Remember that rogues, kind of difficult to take on 2 rogues at once because they have a really, really nasty dot debuff, and you will have to sit and eat to kind of heal yourself through that dot. But as you can see by the footage guys, I've got rested XP here. I'm getting 7.6k per kill. Obviously that's double what you're normally going to get non-rested. So it's going to be like in the ballpark of 3000 XP per kill. So if you think about it, 3 mob kills is very nearly a full quest when it comes to experience points. You can farm this up until basically the first boss room where you can see on screen right now. You can pull another mob after you pull these 2 mobs. You can pull the Warlock if you want, but you can't do any other pull after this. You can't take on 3 elites at once. It's going to be way too difficult. So at this point, this is when you run back and you reset. And as you can see by the footage there, you're actually getting 3.8k XP per kill, which is ridiculous. Now, I'll give you some last minute advice. Obviously, when it comes to this farm, it's going to be easier when you have really good gear and good enchants. So obviously do that. I have a number of videos about that on my channel already. We've got the 20 pre-patch tips for Death Knights, and we've also got the video about how to gear up your Death Knight very fastly, and there's a little section there that mentions all the great leveling gear. It basically goes through everything that I've done personally on my character and all the enchants and stuff that I've got. One thing to bear in mind, guys, is when it comes to weapon enchant, now this may seem weird, but the Crusader enchant is actually better up until level 70, and this is because you don't have Rune of the Fallen Crusader until level 70, so it's just better than the other Rune Forgers because it provides, you know, a healing effect and also some cheeky strength. Anyway guys, that's where I'm going to end the video there. My name is MetaGoblin. Until the next video, ciao.